Hi everybody, it's time for your Farm and Ranch News. Well, last week ag lenders met in Torrington for the 2025 Wyoming Ag Bankers Conference. And Ag Committee Chair Quinn Hunter from Pinnacle Bank Wyoming, from right there in Torrington, told me that the conference is still a very important tool for ag bankers.
You know, it's great to kind of get some new resources from around the state, kind of see some of the challenges that other lenders are maybe facing, whether that's, this part of the state's dry, other parts of the state super wet. And so it's kind of neat to hear some of the different perspectives. Markets are always changing annually, so it's good to kind of keep up to date. Cattle, hay market, especially here in Wyoming, row crops as well.
He says that even though cattle producers are enjoying record high prices, it's a little more challenging for farmers, especially with lower commodity prices and the lack of a new farm bill.
You know, I would say a little bit more regulations, a little bit more under the microscope, unfortunately. But, I'm an ag producer myself and grew up doing that. Know my customers very well, and no matter what, they seem to persevere through. And so even though it's tightened up a little bit, I'd say everyone's still doing pretty well considering the circumstances they're under.
He has this advice for producers to help their ag lenders better serve their financial needs.
You know, it definitely helps a lender out if you have all your numbers down. One of our speakers yesterday said, it's funny with an ag producer, they know what their expenses are for their taxes, but they don't necessarily know their expenses for their cash flow. And so knowing that information helps us a ton when you're asking to borrow some more money.
And he also talked with me about today's higher interest rates and how that's impacting both ag lenders and producers.
Yeah, I think initially as lenders, we all kind of panicked, are going to have these uncomfortable conversations. And it's kind of the older generation that went through the 80s that maybe didn't panic as much as maybe my generation has with some of these higher rates. It's definitely been a challenge. I think we're all anticipating rates to start coming down. We hope they do for a lot of various reasons, especially in the ag sector. But it's definitely caused some difficult conversations and some different times and different planning.
Now, hopefully the Fed will eventually lower those interest rates and Congress passes a new comprehensive farm bill sooner rather than later to give everyone in agriculture a little less anxiety and more certainty.